Coming up on the report, we'll take a look at what happened when Donald Trump Jr. went to the View.
Plus, are Disneyland prices too high? We will find out what pass holders think.
And stay tuned until the end. We'll take a look at the dream that made possible for a first grader.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us today at The Report. I'm Chase Napier.
And I'm Monique Barrios. The Report is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton. Jimmy Carter had surgery on Tuesday to reveal bleeding in his brain after taking several falls in the last 3 months. He's recovering at Emory University Hospital in Atlanta, Georgia, and the 95-year-old former president recently had a hip replacement and several stitches were required after one of those falls. But he had bounced back from his previous injuries to show up for a house building project with Habitat for Humanity. The length of his recovery remains indefinite.
Michael Bloomberg, billionaire and former mayor of New York, has expressed intentions to enter the 2020 Democratic primary. Last summer, Bloomberg had publicly stated that he would not be running in the 2020 election. Though he has not officially announced his campaign, Bloomberg has already filed in 2 states. Polls show the race in a virtual toss-up between the top 4 candidates. Bloomberg believes there is a space to run on the Democratic ticket as a middle moderate. A successful run by Bloomberg may effectively dampen the more progressive campaigns of Warren and Sanders. Opponents have criticized him as another billionaire with intentions of buying the national election for himself.
Donald Trump Jr.'s recent appearance on ABC's The View took a wild turn this weekend. He came to the show with his girlfriend to promote his new book, Triggered. But the interview turned out bad when the subject of his father's impeachment became the focus. Jr. quickly began insulting, accusing Joy Behar of wearing blackface in 1977 and Whoopi Goldberg of being soft on pedophilia. Trump Jr.'s clash with the panel was the #1 trending story on Twitter. Veterans Day was this week, and the Heritage Museum of Orange County hosted a salute for Mexican-American veterans who fought during World War II. I am here standing in the Heritage Museum of Orange County, where there will be Mexican-American veterans who fought during the World War to celebrate Veterans Day. For the first time, Mexican veterans who served during World War II were honored in the museum.
To honor your service, to honor your commitment, your dedication to this country, and to honor your heritage.
Each veteran was introduced by their military unit and was recognized for their service. Ann Vargas was one of the first Latina women to join the Women Army's Corps. She is 99 years old.
This is Monday. All of a sudden there's a sign that says, join the service and see the world. I said, I'm not working no more. I'm going to the service.
Federico G. Corral never thought that he would survive the war. His painful experiences are still alive in his memory.
My guts were hanging. When they lifted me up again, the bullet went through my chest. The hospital I was in was bombed, and I was injured again, and my hips were broken. I didn't think I was going to make it.
Like father, like son, Federico's son served 26 years in the U.S. Marines. He is a veteran, but he also came to honor his father.
What they did, the sacrifice that they did, especially a lot of people forget. They don't want to acknowledge the sacrifice they did.
Santos San Roman is a Chicano, and he was 18 when he was drafted to the Navy.
We were Americans. That's when we became Americans. I didn't realize that all this time, my parents, my aunts and uncles and all that, we're Mexicans. Going to school didn't help any because we were segregated.
Santos' dream was to become a teacher, and in the year 1968, he graduated from USC. From the Heritage Museum of Orange County, I'm Monique Barrios, reporting for The Report. We thank all the veterans for their service, and it was an honor to meet one of the World War II veterans that are still with us today.
A hotel in Santiago, Chile has been burned down after a fire was started from the ongoing protests in Chile. The Chilean protests are heading into its 4th week after news that a raise in public transportation fares and increase of living were going into effect. The protests have caused public damage to the buildings, the national economy to hit a record low in value. The president has considered making a new constitution over the protest. The affected hotel suffered damages, but no one was hurt. A nearby university and the Argentina embassy were also affected by the fire.
One man's trash is another man's treasure. A local pop-up vintage market has great treasures and amazing people to satisfy your inner explorer. Our reporter Jay shows us where to find the best antiques.
The first Sunday of the month sees a pop-up of tents on the Cal State Fullerton campus, attracting shoppers to check out the antiques and vintage merchandise at the Savoie Fair Market. Diane White is the host and creator of the market. She started it 4 years ago to share her passion for vintage flea markets.
I don't know, there's a buzz about it, and then finding, a great treasure, taking it home, and what people collect.
Whoa, that's weird.
The market is looking to expand and bring awareness to the community and potential customers.
Well, we're trying to grow. We're trying to get people to come down here, get the locals to know. It's just hard to get the word out since a lot of the folks that do this type of thing are, let's say, mature age and don't really know the whole social media thing.
The market, of course, wouldn't be what it is without its friendly vendors. They are passionate about what they do and take pride in their stands and merchandise.
I'm Tyler with One Man's Junk, One Man's Junk OC on Instagram and Facebook.
The vendors look forward to sharing with their customers every month and enjoy seeing new faces come by their tents.
I really like running into people. I can sell online and just put everything in an envelope and send it out, but it's fun to stop and say, hi, how you doing this afternoon?
The atmosphere is light and friendly. Everyone is eager to introduce themselves and participate in the community treasure hunt.
People. It's about the people. Those are my people.
Come on down to the market on First Sunday and find out what treasures speak to you. For the report, I'm Jay Elder.
Write it down, folks. Save the date. Go find something old at the Savoie Fair every first Sunday of the month.
After this short break, we look at what fresh air advocates are doing to keep the campus smoke-free.
And we'll update you on the Greek life on campus as the institution continues to crack down on fraternities. Now we'll take a look at what's happening at the Greek life around the nation and how it's affecting students at Cal State Fullerton.
Greek life across the nation becomes heavily supervised as universities begin to crack down on fraternities at their campus. This is being shown at Cal State Fullerton, where fraternities such as Phi Kappa Tau and Phi Sigma Kappa have now been removed from campus. IFC President James Martinez, who oversees the fraternities at Cal State Fullerton, talks about the punishments given to fraternities who don't follow the rules.
As everyone always knows, fraternity life's always under fire. Recently we did have two chapters removed from our council. One got removed from the school entirely because of an incident. Another one got suspended because of another incident. It just goes to show you there's a lot of different perspectives and kind of bad stigmatizations about Greek life on campus.
These punishments aren't just taking place at CSUF, with San Diego State recently suspending all fraternities due to the death of a student after a fraternity event. Although many fraternities have negative stereotypes, Greek life at Cal State Fullerton doesn't seem to live up to the negative stigmas that surround them.
The thing about Cal State Fullerton is very unique. We have a very diverse population. Those kind of fraternity stereotypes that you see at other schools don't really happen here. The chapters are much smaller. The largest chapter that we have is slightly over 110 guys. So it's a very different culture.
Fraternity member Alex Pappin talks about the ways in which his fraternity can learn from others' mistakes.
They've already gotten 2 fraternities and more could be on the way if we're not smart about our stuff, so we're trying to take this as a learning experience.
Sorority member Mariana Estrales talks about what Greek life on campus has done for her.
Yeah, I'm in a sorority at Cal State Fullerton, Gamma Phi Beta. I just joined this year and it's been a really great way to make friends.
Universities have now shown that they have a bite to their bark, and we will now see if fraternities can thrive across the nation.
With everything that is going on, we all hope that fraternities can stay at CSUF.
San Diego State University student Dylan Hernandez died last week after attending a fraternity event. There is still an ongoing investigation on the cause of the death. The tragic loss of the freshman has forced the university to take action and suspend 14 fraternities under further notice. All organizations will be banned from hosting activities at a GoFundMe page that has been created in support of the family. The university encourages students to seek out counseling for support.
The brand new streaming service Disney Plus officially launches as of November 12th. Due to an extremely high demand, the site is already crashing for users around the globe. The streaming service offers thousands of Disney content, such as films and television shows, as well as content from Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, and National Geographic. Disney Plus costs $6.99 a month, or $69.99 a year. Watch out, Netflix, because Disney Plus is coming in hot.
Smoking is still a problem here at Cal State Fullerton. Despite of the fact that the campus is a smoke-free environment, our reporter Glenn covered the campus-wide cigarette butt cleanup.
I noticed your bag. It is a lot. Was that only just from this area alone?
Unfortunately, yes.
Hundreds, if not thousands, of cigarette butts are still seen in the smoke-free campus known as Cal State Fullerton. The Fresh Air Advocates aim to clean up the campus from these used butts on the ground to reinforce their message about being a smoke-free campus.
Yeah, so the cigarette butt cleanup, we host it every year. It's like an annual event that the Fresh Air Advocates do to raise awareness about the campus smoke-free policy, and we walk around and pick up cigarette butts that are on the ground on campus.
Those who participated in the event, both students and staff, had various reasons on why they did so.
I was chair of the Academic Senate several years ago when we passed the policy statement that made this the first campus in the CSU smoke-free and vape-free, and it's just I feel a responsibility for it. The policy then became the system-wide policy, so it's just something dear to me.
In the Mihalo area alone, hundreds of butts were picked up from the area in front of the main building and the orange groves around it. I had a chance to talk to one of those students in the Mihalo group as she tells her experience in the pickup.
Okay, I was shocked mostly at the discoloration because you really can't tell how long they've been there, and after a while they start looking like the wood chips, so you would never know unless you're physically digging for them.
The Fresh Air Advocates hope this event reinforces their message of share clean air. Reporting for the report, Glenn Hernandez.
For more information on how to keep CSUF smoke-free, you can visit ehs.fullerton.com.
The Los Angeles Lakers lose their second game of the season with a 113-104 loss to the defending champion Toronto Raptors. Pascal Siakam led the way for the Raptors with 24 points, with Fred VanVleet contributing 23 and 10 assists as well. This is just the second loss for the Lakers this season, with them falling to the Clippers last month. Hopes are still high for the Lakers with them being ranked at the top of the NBA power rankings. They look to turn things around as they face the Golden State Warriors tomorrow night at the Staples Center.
The San Francisco 49ers were the last undefeated team until the Seattle Seahawks defeated them 27-24. San Francisco entered the half with a lead of 10-7. However, in the third quarter, Russell Wilson managed to connect a pass to Jacob Hollister, giving the Seahawks the lead. Seattle managed to extend the gap to 11 before San Francisco managed to score 8 points from a fumble. After 4 quarters, the match was tied at 24 points, forcing an overtime. In overtime, San Francisco would miss their game-winning field goal attempt, giving Seattle a chance to win. The Seahawks took advantage of this mistake and knocked in a 42-yard field goal to win the game. Coming up after the break, we'll take a trip down to the happiest place on earth.
Plus, we'll take a look at Wendy's latest act of kindness for a first grader.
We now have breaking news. We are interrupting our entertainment segment to bring you up-to-date reports of a school shooting at Saugus High School in Santa Clarita. According to the LA Times, at least 4 people are injured and 1 reportedly dead. Authorities have the suspect in custody who's believed to be the student at the school.
There is only one female artist like her. Her most popular song is Como la Flor. This week's Netflix series is a trailer of her brand new series. Mexican-American Selena Quintanilla is beloved by her fans and in the Latino community. She was murdered by the president of her fan club in 1995 at the height of her career. After 24 years, she continues to be an icon of music and fashion. The series is due to drop in 2020, and it will go into the depths of the life of the Queen of Tex-Mex. Actress Christian Soranos will star as Selena in the upcoming series. Now we'll go to our reporter Lexi and see what pass holders think about those outrageous Disneyland prices.
Disneyland is considered the happiest place on earth. It's the place where people from all across the globe can see Walt's dream come to life. The park has numerous rides and attractions that attracts people of all ages. But are the lines and outstanding rides worth the price of admission?
No. Will I still pay them? Yes.
So, do I really have a choice? No, I mean, yes, but no. I think they are overpriced in like every single thing that they do. I think the food's overpriced, the tickets are definitely overpriced. I know my pass alone has gone up since when I first got it, which sucks.
Pricing has been an ongoing criticism of Disneyland. Each year, the prices of admission seems to increase. This leaves many families who may not be financially secure an opportunity to visit the park.
I thought this was a place to be fun, and I'm sure there's a lot of families who don't get to enjoy it because it's just, I mean, they just keep upping the price, and they're like, I just think it's kind of, I don't know, it just seems unfair. It just seems now it's more about the money.
Though the prices may be high, it doesn't hinder the fact that Disneyland gives adults an opportunity to relive their childhood.
From my perspective, it's my happiest place on earth because I mostly like Cars Land. It's a time where a lot of families get together and we get to enjoy it. You know, you get to enjoy that child inside of you.
It seems that Disneyland's prices won't be dropping anytime soon. That won't stop people from all around the world visiting the park. Disneyland will now and forever be the happiest place on earth.
Thanks, Lexi. It looks like the only outrage is to get through the gates and visit the happiest place on earth.
Most children dream about what they want to be when they grow up, but every child has a different dream. Eric Johnson is a first grader diagnosed with autism, whose dream is to become a Wendy's manager. Wendy's helped make his dream come true by giving him the opportunity to work for a day. Eric's mom, Denise, brought awareness to the issue of inequality in workplaces, not only among gender and race, but also on individuals with special disabilities. Eric is an example for others with special disabilities to be able to receive work and educational opportunities regardless of his age. Eric proves he is capable of fulfilling his work duties.
Well, folks, it's been fun serving you on this week's news.
We'll be back soon with new updates to keep you informed. In the meantime, turn on those notifications when you follow us at The Report on Facebook and Instagram.
It has been The Report with me, Monique Barrios.
And me, Chase Napier. Thank you for watching.